Hi, we are both igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are formed by the crystallization of molten magma.
I am Rocco. I formed from magma. The magma was at depth and had extra dissolved gases and crystals within it. I formed when the magma slowly cooled under the Earth's surface, which resulted in me being an igneous rock with large crystals and a coarse grained texture. I am also known as intrusive rock, meaning I formed from below the Earth's surface.
I am Raquel. I formed from lava. Lava is magma that reaches the Earth's surface. I'm known as an extrusive igneous rock. An extrusive igneous rock is when rock is formed on the Earth's surface.
We both broke down into smaller particles called sediments by weathering. As igneous rocks, we transformed into sedimentary rocks through weathering, erosion, deposition, and lithification. Sedimentary rocks are rocks formed from the weathered products of pre-existing rocks that have been transported, deposited, and lithified.
There are two types of weathering, mechanical and chemical. Both processes break down rock. Mechanical weathering, which is what I went through, is breaking down a rock by frost wedging, abrasion, and biologic activity. Frost wedging is when the freeze or thaw of water breaks rock. Abrasion is when particles collide and break rock. Biologic activity is when plant roots, burrowing animals, and humans break rocks. Chemical weathering is when rocks are broken down by dissolving the mineral that hold the rock together. An example is rainwater because it is slightly acidic.
The next step of the sedimentary rock cycle is erosion, which is the movement and transportation of sediments. Sediments can be transferred by water through streams, rivers, and lakes. They also can be moved by the wind. Additionally, sediments can be moved by glaciers and gravity. Gravity moves the materials down the slope and settles out of water.
After erosion, deposition occurs. Deposition is weathered material that is dropped in place when the sediment can no longer be suspended or if the carrier does not exist. The carriers are water, wind, glaciers, or gravity.
The last step of sediments turning into sedimentary rock is lithification, which is when rock is cemented and compacted. Cementation is when material precipitates from water that percolates through the sediment and open spaces are filled. Then the particles join together in a solid mass. In other words, the material grains are cemented together by minerals dissolved in water. Compaction is when the weight of overlying material compresses more deeply buried sediment.
The next step on our journey is going through metamorphism. Metamorphism is when sedimentary rock is buried deep in the crust. Heat and pressure change it to metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rocks are rocks formed by the alternation of pre-existing rock deep within the earth, but still in the solid state, by heat, pressure, and/or chemically active fluids. The changes in mineral composition and texture of a rock subjected to high temperature and pressure within earth.
After we transformed into metamorphic rocks, we experienced extreme temperatures that caused us to turn back into magma deep beneath the Earth's surface. We are now at the beginning of the rock cycle again, which we continue to repeat for the rest of our lives.
This is the most common order in which rocks form. However, there are alternative paths that rocks can go through. Our relatives have gone through alternative paths. Instead of going through weathering to turn into sediment, as an intrusive igneous rock, our relatives melted again into magma due to extremely high temperatures beneath the Earth's surface. Intrusive igneous rocks can immediately form into metamorphic rocks by being subjected to the strong compressional forces and high temperatures. Additionally, metamorphic rocks can go through metamorphism again by going through heat and intense pressure. Also, metamorphic rocks can transform into sediment due to uplifting, weathering, transportation, and deposition. Lastly, sedimentary rock can be formed into sediment again by being uplifted, weathered, transported, and deposited.